Tim Legler with me, and you know that Philly situation so well. You got a bunch of buddies that are Sixers fans, and you add George, and you got a year where you're trying to create some cohesion. You got a new guy in town, maybe a three-headed monster, and Joel Embiid is just sort of MIA. And the circumstances that surround it, the vagueness of it all, it just creates the opposite of the atmosphere that I think you're hoping for. How do you just assess the circumstance right now and the curiosity that surrounds it all?
Well, there's no question that they're not starting off the year like with an aggressive mindset like you would want with a fresh start, adding a player to caliber of Paul George and the breakout year that Maxey had. You want to start not preserving, and that's what it feels like right off the bat. A lot of ambiguity around what's going on with Embiid. Obviously, right now he's involved with a situation where he's suspended for a few games. Right. I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think he was going to be playing anyway. He'll be back here pretty soon, but I just feel like they're going to need so much time together to gel because Paul George has never played with a guy that plays quite like Joel Embiid does. That's going to take time to work out. And based on everything that's coming out of the Sixers organization surrounding Embiid, I don't know if this guy's going to play 50 games this year, even if he's fully healthy, because he's going to get back-to-backs off. He's already missing the start of the year. If that's the case, Scott, like, where is he going to be? What's the state of Joel Embiid on April 15th? And that's really all that matters. They think this is the best approach. We've all seen it, though. It's flukish what's happened to him and what happens to star players. You can't protect a guy from something happening to him at that time of year. They think we've tried everything else. We need the guy healthy for 2 months to make a run. This might be the best approach now to take this cautionary approach with him to start the year.
I get it, but we agree. There's no guaranteeing that means that he will be healthy if you keep him on the sidelines. And hear his coach talking. It's clear there's a disconnect within the organization about what are we trying to do here? What is the approach? I mean, it's a horrendous start for them. Yeah. It's a horrendous start for the Milwaukee Bucks as well. We're talking about two superstars in Embiid and in Giannis in the East, and they're both 1-6. And Doc's talking about the playoffs will be fine. You start 1-6. Traditionally, that doesn't work out real well. What's the issue with Milwaukee to begin this year?
A few things. First of all, I think just defensively, the steps they've taken backwards, really, since they realigned like what their core looks like. Mm-hmm. And when Drew Holiday left, that's really where this began. And Chris Middleton not being healthy since then. That was their identity when they won the championship. They made a decision to go with Damian Lillard at the point guard position. And if that's going to be the case, here's what you're going to deal with. Damian Lillard is targeted the second most of any guard in the league in terms of either on ball, defending pick and roll, or as the screener in defending the screener pick and roll.
So he gets hunted on
defense.
Which
means we're hunting you because I want to switch. I want Damian Lillard on me. Yep. Or if you're guarding the ball, we're going to run a screen because we're going to get great action. We'll switch Lillard, run him into the post. He's being attacked and targeted, and it's a definite weakness in their team. But it's not just him. They're bad in transition. Very slow getting back. They get scored on an incredibly high rate if any team gets numbers against them because they're slow to change ends of the floor. And then the last component, you need second chance opportunities in the NBA, and that you get those by extra opportunities by forcing turnovers or getting on the offensive glass. They rank near the bottom of the league in both. So their margin for error is so small offensively because they're not getting the extra possessions that most teams get. And then on the other end, you've also got defensive challenges. You add it all up, you have this kind of start. And I said before the year, 2 teams critical needed good starts because a lot of noise was going to start. Phoenix, they've accomplished that.
7-1.
The Milwaukee Bucks were the other team I said, and they could not have possibly started worse here.
And they've had a couple of heartbreaking losses, both to Cleveland. So if we're being fair, like coin flip games, but they went the wrong way. But it's been a brutal start for both them and Philadelphia.
I'm on fire. It's NBA,